On today's show, Ford and Alcoa collaborate on advanced aluminum alloys, Porsche shows off a new EV concept, and crossovers dominate the Frankfurt Auto Show. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily for September 15th of 2015. The Ford Motor Company announced yesterday that it's entering into a collaboration with Alcoa, the third largest producer of aluminum in the world. The automaker is going to use Alcoa's micromill material, which is 40% more formable than current automotive aluminum and will help create greater design flexibility for future products. The aluminum material will first be used for multiple components on the 2016 F-150. And as we know, Ford will be building a new Ranger, so maybe it's one of those future products. Chinese automakers are slowly making their way into the US market, and now we can add BAIC, who has joint ventures with both Daimler and Hyundai in China. The automaker just opened a new R&D center in Silicon Valley that will focus on developing technology for electric vehicles, batteries, and telematics. By 2020, BAIC says it hopes to boost its EV production to 200,000 units, with 30% of those being sold outside of China. Hey, don't miss our coverage of the Frankfurt Auto Show today and tomorrow. John is interviewing executives from the floor of the show with their new vehicles. So keep checking Autoline.tv throughout the day for the latest interviews. Speaking of Frankfurt, we'll take a look at some of the reveals coming up next.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, breakthrough technologies for lightweight vehicles. And by Pure Michigan, leading the automotive world in intelligent connected vehicles. We run on brain power.
The crossover segment is one of the hottest in the auto industry, so it was no surprise to see a number of automakers unveiling new models in that segment. First up, let's take a look at the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan, which shares some styling cues with the larger Cross Blue. It's the first SUV in the VW group to be built on its MQB modular architecture. Compared to the current model, the new one is longer, wider, and lower, but despite being slightly larger, the new Tiguan weighs 110 pounds less. In Europe, customers have 8 engine choices, all of which have turbocharging, direct injection, stop-start, and battery regen as standard. The company also showed off a plug-in version that it claims averages 123 mpg, but that's based on the easier European test cycle. Mazda just pulled the wrap back on its all-new crossover concept called the Koru. The CUV gets the automaker's latest evolution of Kodo design, of which you'll notice many characteristics shared with other Mazda vehicles, tying it nicely into the lineup. The only real details released are the exterior dimensions of the Koru, which happen to be nearly identical to the CX-5. So it's probably not too far off to say this is where the CX-5 is headed, and by my eye, the Koru looks pretty production ready. Jaguar has been teasing its new compact crossover, the F-Pace, for some time now, but the company finally revealed the new model. It's built on JLR's lightweight aluminum architecture and is available in both rear and all-wheel drive. Under the hood, the F-Pace offers a range of gasoline and diesel engines. Look for the F-Pace in dealer showrooms next year. Coming up next, the Germans show off a couple of EV concepts. Porsche released a bit of a shocker yesterday, a 600 horsepower EV concept called the Mission E. Highlights include a 800-volt electrical system, which is double today's EVs, over 500 kilometers or 310 miles of driving range, 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds, and the battery can be charged to 80% capacity in just 15 minutes. It also features suicide doors, seating for 4, and gesture-based instrument controls. You know, whenever I've asked someone, why doesn't Porsche make more drastic design changes to the 911, the answer has always been something like, it would end up losing its iconic looks. But to me, the Mission E has some 911 flair and could be a radical evolution of the sports car. Audi revealed its electric SUV concept, the e-tron Quattro. It's powered by 3 electric motors, 1 for the front axle and 2 for the rear. And its lithium-ion battery provides a range of 500 kilometers or about 310 miles. But despite being a green vehicle, its performance wasn't sacrificed. It moves from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.6 seconds, and it has a top speed of 130 miles per hour. This concept is a precursor to a production version, which will come out in 2018. But that wraps up today's show. Thank you for making us a part of your day.